Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 221 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
The Executioner, Daniel Travis.
I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. I really hope this is a video episode because we're doing WrestleMania predictions this episode. We'll get into that in a bit. We have 3 topics. Let's run through them.
Topic number 1.
The heel turn of Pat McAfee.
And also him being the mysterious caller for Randy Orton. That'll be talked about.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2 is WrestleMania Night 1 prediction battle.
Sorry.
WrestleMania Night 2 prediction battle. Basically, this is our WrestleMania special minus Stand and Deliver because that happened like a week before WrestleMania was originally supposed to happen.
Yes. Alright, anyway.
Let's talk about Pat McAfee.
Alright, now what is your honest take on this whole Pat McAfee teaming up with Randy Orton and him being the mysterious caller behind Randy? And all of it and everything.
I'm not sure what TKO was thinking of that because that was not a call by Triple H or Pursuit. That was the TKO board being like, hey, turn that Pat McAfee heel.
I mean, because unless you're trying to do something similar to what you were doing with Cena, unless they're trying to do something similar to what they were trying to do with John Cena last year, I mean, me personally, I was a bit like, I remember watching SmackDown Live, and when I saw Pat McAfee, my genuine reaction was, wait, Pat McAfee is the guy on the phone that Randy Orton was talking to? How does that have to do with anything with royal families?
Orton family, I guess. Bob Orton Sr., Bob Orton Jr., Randy.
Yeah, well, whatever. But, me, like, it doesn't, like, this heel. Like, don't get me wrong, Randy Orton can very easily pull off a heel, but it's just, I don't really understand why TKO needs to get a celebrity, yet alone Pat McAfee, a guy that is great on the commentary team, to be involved in this match. And what are your takes on this?
I'm not a big fan of Pat McAfee being involved in this because for a long time, I would say Pat McAfee was one of my favorite commentators because he was so energetic and funny. And when he would get up on the table and dance along to Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song.
Or eat along when Jey Uso was entering.
Yeah, but now that he's heel and a manager at that, it's crazy. And I feel like we have to bring up that you mentioned on the phone to me, maybe even on the podcast at one point, that WWE is using podcasts to further storylines in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, do I think that this TKO stuff, do I think, because keep in mind, there was these past 2 weeks of Punk and Cody going out there and doing unscripted shoot style, like really like these like were legitimate unscripted shoot promos. Like when Cody went on SmackDown a couple weeks ago and cut that promo, that was literally a shoot.
Yeah, and I will say, for Cody, that surprises me a little bit, but not Punk.
Yeah.
Or do I need to remind you of the pipe bomb?
You know,
Which that was a shoot on the entire company.
Yeah, anyway, not important, but I honestly think that, because, look, don't get me wrong, this whole main event road to WrestleMania with CM Punk and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes rivalry has been kind of weird, but it's just like, I feel like it's making, I feel like if you want to, have people give a crap, about this WrestleMania main event. Randomly inserting Pat McAfee into it doesn't really seem like a great way of getting more interest in the main event. It seems like it would more do the opposite.
Yeah.
Because instead of going into this road to this match, we're all like, I mean, we're still gonna be a good match, but we're all just like, less people are going to give a crap, all because of Pat McAfee. Which I mean, because I know people like you could speak on this, but it's like, but I honestly wonder is WWE using Pat McAfee on purpose? Because like, think about it, like, are they using all this backlash because they want something out of it, or is this just all TKO? What is your thoughts?
It was TKO's decision to make Pat McAfee the voice on the other end of the phone. Creative had no control over that. So
Yeah.
if you want to blame this Road to WrestleMania being bad on someone, I hate to say it because at least one of the members of this board knows what they're doing. Blame it on the TKO Group Holdings Board of Directors.
Because I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it's The Rock's fault." I'm like, no. Hey, The Rock's just a member. He's not. He doesn't have that much authority. I mean, that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Rock's just a member. But my last, my couple more thoughts is: do I think that Pat McAfee? Do I think this Pat Mc? Would I? Am I interested in anything that WWE's gonna do with this Pat McAfee stuff? No, not really. My final thoughts are this. I think that this Pat McAfee stuff, personally, I hope it really honestly gives me something to really care about. But otherwise, I don't really give a crap. That's my final thoughts. What are yours?
My final thoughts are it doesn't really make sense to me why out of all the people you do Pat McAfee, but I just don't think it was a good decision. We'll be back with the prediction battle. And we are back with topic numero 2, the WrestleMania 42 Night 1 prediction battle. I
Yep.
have not typed the punishments in yet. I forgot to do that last night. So I'm going to tell you what they are. If I win night 1, Daniel has to watch the Assassin's Creed movie that's literally put me to sleep like 2 times.
And if I win,
And if Daniel wins, I have to watch another Disney live action remake.
yep.
We'll cover the punishments for night 2 when we get there.
Yep.
The source of this match card, since we always need to set our sources, is the most reliable when it comes to WWE news. WWE.com. Anyways, let's hop, skip, and jump into it. I'm gonna start with the two matches that will be featured in the first hour on ESPN. The first one is the unsanctioned match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
Personally, I think this man. Before I say what I think is gonna have, who I think is gonna win, I think this match is going to be a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? I feel
Violent?
like yes, than what we've normally from everything that these two men have done to each other. Because keep in mind, and this is just I really gotta say this on this podcast is everyone did WWE just forget about the whole who attacked Jacob Fatu storyline? Like who attacked Jacob Fatu? That never really got an answer.
Well, Jacob thinks it was Drew McIntyre.
Now, I personally think this match is gonna be a good one. If I were to pick a winner, I'm gonna go with the Samoan Werewolf.
Alright, and since this is a prediction battle, that
Yes.
forces me to choose the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre.
Yes. Which again, I think this match is going to be a war.
I almost didn't finish spelling that name. The second match on the card, if I can get the two, in the first hour, I mean, is the 6-man tag, the World Heavyweight Champion, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and ISO Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. Sorry, World Tag Team Champion.
What do you take?
I will say every man in this match is exceptional when it comes to athleticism. Even if the last time he was in a WWE ring, he had to get a neck brace put on.
Because of how hard Unbreaker.
Yeah.
Even the Undertaker was like, damn.
But if you've seen Speed Goes Pro, you know he's good.
Yeah.
Heck, I had that saved to watch offline if I lose internet connection on my phone.
Yeah, so who do you got?
I don't see, and I hate to say this, but with Logan and Austin recently winning the tag titles, I don't see them losing with the momentum they have from winning those titles.
Not to mention they also got a celebrity.
Yeah. So give me the vision and speed. Speed
Okay.
vision. That's what we're gonna call it.
Nice. Then I'll go with the LA.
Day one, yeah.
Ha! Yeah, I like that better.
No, that's the wrong column.
Yeah.
Wait, all caps for the yeah.
And for some
There we
reason,
go.
I could also seen this lead between a match between LA. Why do I also see this leading to a match for some reason between LA Knight and I Show Speed for some reason?
You mean besides the fact that LA Knight just randomly appeared in his house?
Yes.
All right.
What's the
Now that we've done the two matches that'll be on ESPN2, now we can get into the stuff that I'm paying $300 a year to watch.
boy? All right, what do we got?
All right, let's start with the undisputed WWE Championship.
Which is
Cody
probably going to be the
Rhodes
man of,
versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner.
which is probably going to be the main event of night one. Let's be real.
I seen some of the matches on here. I think I might well, maybe.
Okay, who do you got?
Well, wait, we have the Women's World Championship match, and that might be the main event.
All right, whatever. Who do you got?
If my hat didn't make it clear, I'm probably going with the American Nightmare.
All right,
Because
I'm gonna.
because I know I've said this before. I don't think WWE knows what to do with Cody if he is not champion.
Yeah, agreed. But
All right, match number 4 listed, if I can get to show up, is the Women's World. Like I mentioned, Stephanie Vaquera versus Liv Morgan.
I think that match is gonna be. I think that match is. Now I will admit the build-up has been kind of. All right, for this match, I kind of don't understand why it took Liv Morgan so long to choose. But I think this match is gonna be good. Who do you got?
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be pretty good. But do I go with La Prima or Liv? Oh, that's a tough one, actually. I would not be surprised if either of these women won. Liv has the numbers advantage with the Judgment Day,
Yeah.
and Stephanie doesn't really have anyone in her corner.
Yeah.
I like an underdog, so I'm gonna go with Stephanie Vaquer.
Then I'll go with Liv Morgan, obviously.
Match number 5 listed on here is Seth Rollins versus the Ring General Gunther.
I'm gonna give it. Now, I think this match is gonna be great due to how good both men are in the ring.
Yeah, and we don't know how dangerous Gunther is when he's not trying to retire someone.
I mean, we do know with his history. I mean, we do know He was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
I know you couldn't understand what I was saying, and you thought I was disagreeing with you. I said, fair enough. Because my mouth was open.
I think if I were to pick, cause this is a tricky one because this is Seth Rollins' first match back in since he tore his shoulder, but also this is the first match that Gunther has had since retiring AJ Styles.
Wait, Gunther hasn't wrestled in over 2 months?
Yep.
Jeez.
So, yeah. I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to the ring general because I think someone is going to cost Seth Rollins. I think someone for some reason is gonna cost Seth Rollins this match. I don't know who, but I think
I can
someone's
think of
gonna.
a certain dog that wants payback.
Yeah.
This is the largest match card for a premium live event that we have had in a hot minute.
What's next?
And I'm not saying that because it's 2 nights.
Yeah.
Like normally we would take like 2 or 4.
Yeah.
We're on
Okay.
match number 6.
Alright, what do we got next?
Women's Intercontinental, AJ Lee returning to WrestleMania to take on the man, Becky Lynch.
I'm gonna go with Becky.
Any reason?
Because I think, because for some reason I think Becky is going to cheat her way to a title match, to a match which is going to lead down the line to a stipulation rubber match between those two.
All right, match number 7, the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. The Irresistible Forces versus the Work Friends versus Bailey and Nia Valkyria versus the Bella Twins.
I'm gonna give it, unless Nick, I don't know if the Bellas are still competing in this match because I've heard Nikki Bella might be injured.
Right.
I haven't really heard anything from that, but I'm gonna pick the Bellas just because I think they're due.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick the Goddess Queen.
All right.
Charlotte
Then
and
I
Alexa.
got Nia and Lash and Bailey and Lyra.
Well, I mean, we need a wild card.
It's a fatal 4-way.
Right. Oh, right. That would leave Bailey and.
It's a fatal 4-way. We can each get 2 picks, and there are no other options.
Right.
Do you know why I've been putting NA in the wild card? Because they are not applicable to the match.
Okay.
And if the Bellas aren't participating, then we'll each toss then I'll toss one of my choices, and whichever one is tossed will be the wild card.
Roger. Is there any more matches?
I'm checking. Not for night 1.
All right. We'll be back with night 2.
The third and final topic. So we are back with topic number 3, the WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Now, we were struggling to figure out alternate punishment. Well, Daniel was struggling to figure one out for me. So we just Command C, Command V it, and whoever loses has to watch Catwoman starring Halle Berry.
Lord.
I watched that. It is bad. I watched it for the podcast, actually.
Yeah. All right. What do you got?
Okay, it doesn't mention the matches that'll be on ESPN2 or whatever. So I'm just going to go in the order that we have that is listed. First, what is absolutely going to be the main event of night 2? World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. You can see why I did this. For those on platforms that don't have video, I'm wearing a CM Punk t-shirt and Roman Reigns gauntlets and a CM Punk hat.
Now, I think this match is gonna cook. My honest prediction says, well, I don't really honestly know, considering Roman Reigns' contract expires at WrestleMania.
Wait, seriously?
I'm dead serious.
He's one of the most he's one of the most well-paid WWE superstars. I would be shocked if he did not resign.
Yeah, my honest prediction is I am gonna go. I'm gonna go with Roman.
All right, I was gonna go with Punk anyways.
But for some reason, now, do I think The Rock is gonna get involved? I don't know. It's possible. I doubt it, but I feel like something major's gotta happen in that main event match.
I concur. And I just want to remind you that we have had people's contracts expire and they win titles in the past.
See you.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt that represents it.
All right. What's next?
Huey Women's. I was.
Sorry.
The. What is it? The Jade Cargill versus Rhea.
This match has had a terrible buildup. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, and I feel like part of the reason it's been bad is because it got someone involved who's on a different brand.
Yeah. And keep in mind, since Jake, by the way, here's a crazy fact that I realized something. This would literally be Jake Cargill's second ever title defense.
Wow.
Now, do I think this match is going to be good? I hope so. What do you got? Matthew, you go first. What do you want for this?
I would never call this woman this, but I'm gonna go with mommy.
Even though Jake Cargill does have backups, which I gotta say this on this podcast right now is that makes absolutely zero sense when you consider the fact that they have been feuding.
Well, they were tied in a corner. Clearly, they're a faction now.
Yeah.
It's like that stupid thing in anime where two characters hold hands. It's like, oh, clearly they're dating.
Yeah. But overall, I think the match should be alright. I think the match should be solid.
Yeah, but since this is a prediction about, you have no choice in the matter now.
Yes.
Don't know if I spelled that right. Don't care if I spelled that right. Up next, for the United States Championship, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams.
I'm gonna go with Trick Williams.
Damn it, you stole my choice. I got support of South Carolinian. I was not only typing the wrong name, but the wrong slot.
But I also think that it's possible that if Trick wins, that it could lead to a Trick versus Carmelo program.
Again?
Maybe.
Because they were
Maybe.
gonna do one in NXT, but then Carmelo got the call up.
Yeah, maybe. What's next?
Up next. Oh, these were. Oh, they did mention the matches that are on the channel. It's on ESPN.
ESPN.
We got a house fight up next in the prediction.
Yep. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Yep. The Ruler versus the Beast.
I know who I
And
want.
potentially Brock Lesnar's final WrestleMania.
I personally, because keep in mind, the last WrestleMania that Brock Lesnar had was WrestleMania 29. No, 39. Correction. It was 39.
Dang, that was a long time ago. And if I remember correctly, he squashed his opponent.
But now, see, here's the thing. I'm very conflicted because I could see Lesnar winning, but I could also pick. I personally, I'm gonna pick the Ruler, but I personally think that the Ruler is gonna win. But I think that Lesnar is going to make, for some reason, I think Lesnar is going to make Obafemi look like even more of a mainstream star by the end of this match. But I'm also worried that because who do you think is gonna win? What's your personal opinion?
I don't have a choice. Do I have faith in Brock Lesnar winning? No, considering how dominant Obafemi is. But per rules of a prediction battle, I have to disagree with you.
Fair enough.
All right, the final match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Boys.
Penta versus Ron Evans versus Dragon Lee versus Eddie McDonough
Yep.
versus Rusev versus
Yep.
Mysterio. I
Who do you
actually
got?
learned something. I actually learned an interesting fact before we actually get into this. Javon Evans was not alive when Rey Mysterio made his WrestleMania debut, and now he is in a match against that person at WrestleMania.
My personal. No, Matthew, who do you got?
Hang on, let me recount this just to make sure.
6.
Yeah, we can each pick 3 if we want.
Okay, who are your 3?
I'm gonna. First off, I'm pretty sure this match is gonna be fire.
Yeah, this also, yeah.
That's not where I'm supposed to put it.
Penta?
Yeah, Penta, Javon, and were you gonna choose him?
Yes. And my reason for choosing Javon is because if WWE wants to make a next major star, having Javon Evans win the Intercontinental Championship in his WrestleMania debut, I think is the best thing for them to do. That would leave Rusev as the wild card.
No, Rusev is your final pick. If there's an even number, we don't need a wild card. Let me stop sharing. And that is all for this episode. We will be back next week with part 2 of our WrestleMania Week Spectacular, aka the results.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. All episodes are up there. Follow us on Instagram and X, link in the description below. Along, subscribe to our website. Also, link YouTube also has a link in there. Follow our personal accounts. I didn't put the links because why? We'll be back next week with a crossover episode with debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Peace.